Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for choosing our show today. Ladies and gentlemen, political realignments are taking place. This time round, Maverick Aoko is saying that she is going to challenge Esther Passaris for the position of the Nairobi Woman Rep. Maverick Aoko is a lady who needs no introduction. She's been in politics, but blogging and revealing some hidden facts. She's been a thorn in the flesh to the root administration and the broad-based government. Aoko is so controversial, so much that at some point she revealed that she's had some affairs with male politicians in the toilet. The recent revelation was that one of James Orengo. After Orengo had been missing for almost 1 month, and the Sia residents even petitioned the county that they wanted to see their governor, Aoko came up with very startling allegations that Orengo was poisoned. Now, Orengo appeared after a lot of informations and rumor here and there. Some were saying that he was rushed to India for treatment, others that he was rushed to America. Orengo finally appeared in the burial of the very gallant lady, Phoebe Asio. But one thing was crystal clear, that Orengo was very weak. And we could easily deduce that Orengo had been sickling. The only thing that we cannot, prove or identify is what was he suffering from. Of course, you know that matters health are always confidential. It is between the doctor and the patient. So Aoko has worn many hats, and they believe and trust what she says, and she's one of the very bloggers that are respected in town. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to go straight to how Aoko broke the news to the public that she's ready to serve as the new Nairobi Woman Rep. Aoko started by saying this in her usual manner. Kitu Passaris ananishinda ni umri na upuzi. Sio ujuzi. For you, I'll legislate, not delegate. My dedication, let's consummate. Good governance, I'll instigate. And tax always, make pads affordable. Rehabilitate teen moms, it's doable. Nairobi deserves the impeccable. Vote Aoko. That was kind of poetic. Then it didn't end there. Aoko went ahead and said, with Aoko as woman MP, I'll expose everything. Wakiplan na leak. The moment they bring finance bill, I'll shout. Duale analala kwa nyumba ya Mercy Mwangangi. See those hospitals Oria is closing? Bas. Her ex-boyfriend is former KMPDU Oluga. They are fighting over her. I don't want to go to the last details of Oluga fighting for a girlfriend with Duale. No. Aoko has revealed that she is in politics and she's not there to joke around. It reminds me of some bloggers and journalists who got into politics. People like Jichopevu, Muhammad Ali, got to politics when he was at the top, at the pinnacle of his career. They used to reveal and expose the rot in the society, expose the government. At some point, their lives were even in danger. I remember him together with Jonah Lanamu. When he got to politics, people had expectations, but later he joined William Ruto and people were like, okay. But I think it was because of sibling rivalry between himself and Joe. He was claiming that Joe was supporting one of his cousins. Now, we know of Okiya Mutata. Okiya Mutata was, and I believe is still, a human rights activist. He has never changed. He's one person who got into politics. Remember the way alijifunga na nyororo one day at parliament buildings, and the police was very scared. When he got to politics, he has continued to legislate, to oversight, and he's even considered as one of the alternative voices at the top at the national level. Robert Alai was another blogger, and I used to read him. He was very credible. He also joined politics, but he has now been part and parcel of the broad-based government. He's still blogging, but this time round, he's he's supporting Ruto, and he believes this broad-based government is the best thing that ever came. So Aoko is joining the ranks of bloggers, journalists, human rights activists who will be in parliament. The question is, will she deliver? Before we get that, can Nairobians trust Maverick Aoko? If you read the replies when she announced that she would be vying, many people are saying, count me in. I will vote for you. I will campaign for free. We believe you. We trust you, because she has been, let me say, fighting for the press, because she is revealing and exposing this government. The other question is, why Nairobi? I think Aoko is a Nairobian. One thing we do know about Pasaris is a woman in trouble now, because currently there is even an attempt to recall her, except for the saving grace that the IEBC had indicated that there are no proper legal frameworks to recall an MP. She's in trouble. I even believe that she's not in good terms with the ODM. When the ODM had not gotten into this handshake, she was part of the team that began supporting William Samoei Ruto. So we know by now that Pasaris might not even make it. At some point, we thought that the best competitor, a lady who could give her a run for her money, was Pauline Njoroge. Pauline is also trusted. But of late, after joining Raila when they were campaigning for AU seat, some people thought once you walk like a duck, you quack like a duck, then you're there's a probability that you're a duck. So she has since said that she's not interested in running for the Nairobi Woman Rep seat. But let's look at this. Which party do you think Aoko could run on? Which party do you think will sponsor Aoko? When I look at things, number one, I rule out the ODM, because Aoko has been against the Odingaism. She says there's been Odinga hegemony for too long, and she's part of the team that is saying now the Odinga family should stop controlling Luo Nyanza. And she's against the broad-based government. She is against the ODM because she feels ODM is a demigod that must be worshipped. She's, in line with Miguna. So I rule out the possibility of running on an ODM ticket. If she tries, she will not be given the ODM ticket. So that's, that brings us to another question, is that who could be her competitor? I understand that Hanifa could also run. I believe that ODM will produce a young person, maybe to compete her. Which any other party? Aoko has been supporting the candidature of Fred Matiang'i. So there's a likelihood that she can be in Jubilee or that party that will sponsor Fred Matiang'i. But better still, Aoko will go as an independent candidate, because that is provided for in the new constitution. She has endeared herself to the people without any political leader, without any political party, just her tweets and her expose and revelations and her leaks. And that, I believe, is the saving grace, because if you dare go through these politicians, it's always a murky waters. For those who have been closer to them, some women are being misused. That is the truth. Wanataka walale na wewe ndio upewe ticket. It happens. Others might fall out with people because, for example, if you want to go through ODM and maybe ODM has lost touch in Nairobi, or they don't want to give you ticket. So it is always just good to go as an independent candidate. The only thing I don't understand is I'm not sure whether Nairobi is ready for an independent MP. Sometimes another disadvantage of going through a party, the realignments, and when there is a coalition. You remember what happened to Tim Wanyonyi. He was poised to become the Nairobi governor, but because Jubilee and ODM and Wiper had united together, ODM produced a presidential candidate, and Jubilee said, we want Polycarp Igathe. And that is how Tim Wanyonyi was thrown to the periphery. So Aoko, if you ask me, can go it alone as an independent candidate, and people are already swearing their support to Aoko. I don't know what to think about her leadership skills and style. What I know is that she can continue to expose, but from what we have seen, some people get there and they get lost. They suck up it to the powers that be. For now, it is too early to judge her. I don't know whether she just mentioned to test waters, but if she's serious, from the responses that I've seen there, people are ready for her. But she should be very ready for tribal politics. But Aoko has been, from what I've seen, she has captured the attention. She has endeared herself to all tribes across within Nairobi. I don't know what to think about her candidature, but one thing I know is that Passaris knows very well that this is over. I'm only waiting for a debate between Aoko and Passaris, as she indicated there that Passaris anamshinda tu na umri na upuzi. She has just started. So I can imagine you are in a debate with Aoko. Or better still, let us imagine further that Aoko is the woman rep in Nairobi and Miguna is the governor of Nairobi. Total madness, but governance, strict, zero tolerance to corruption. Kizungu kubwa, no nonsense people. Let us wait because 2027 is still ahead of us. Let's see what happens. That's my take.